if it doesn't get you in the beginning, it definitely gets you in the end. Yeah. The end is red habanero, right? It is Carolina Reaper peppers, and finally we put a 6 million Scoville extract in it. So habanero, Reaper, 6 million extract. Right? It's the end. We call it the end because it's the end of your taste buds. It's the end of your search for the hottest. It's also the name of the body part that hurts the most, right? Later on or tomorrow morning.
It is truly the worst.
All right.
Oh, man.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you this
The
right here.
camera
This
is
our
so
speed bottle.
finicky.
It has a little scale on it. It tells you exactly what it is. So the drops on there are the scale of where you are in terms of a chili head. So 1
how
drop
you
is
add
amateur,
stuff
2
on
drops
to
is
it.
seasoned, 3 drops is chili head.
What I'm trying to
4
do
drops
is build
braver than us,
a
and then 5 drops is the end. So
fully
we're gonna use spoon,
rotating
and then you get to choose how hot you want to make it.
wheel thing, but they only have like
I
monster
can
truck
hear it
wheels.
twice me chewing YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta do the end. I gotta. So,
Hey, before
I'm
you
trying
do
to
this, do me
make
a favor.
sort of like a
Sign this
jumper
waiver
wheel,
right here.
basically, but
This is the disclaimer that
Kinda
comes
hard.
with it. It says that you are not inebriated.
options
No
for
one's,
you.
no
Nope.
one's
All
forcing you to
squares.
do this. You're of
No, this is
sound mind.
Minecraft.
well, it's Minecraft, except like look at this tire. This is a real tire. Look at that. And so like what I had built before, which I had deleted the blueprints of, was something that had tires going all the way around, but I couldn't get them all to steer the same way because they wouldn't attach. And so what I'm trying to do is probably make a bunch of tiny tires because the big tires were not working.
You probably want to use a pentagon rather than a.
Oops. I didn't need to save the tires.
Can you make the tires smaller?
There are smaller tires. I just picked up the biggest one. This is a smaller tire.
I maybe
we see it right about
recommend
90 seconds
giving
to
it
2 minutes.
90 seconds to 2 minutes, and it lasts, I would say, about 10. Yep. Alright, good. I'm glad another experience. Okay.
So take that spoon, turn it up.
I recommend
pick
I
up the
forgot.
spoon. Don't touch it.
I know.
Right?
That's it. Alright. Cheers.
You kind of look like that lightning guy from Star Wars.
All right. So right off
Oh,
the bat,
the,
you get a little bit of heat. As soon as you swallow,
the
you
pilot
back
guy?
into
Peel the
it.
back of your throat. And
From the newest Star Wars? Yeah.
No, the old one.
Oh, you're talking about Han Solo?
No, the guy that
What do you
wheels
think
lightning.
on a scale of 1 to 10 if you had?
Oh, the dude who wheels lightning. Oh. That's one of the bad guys.
Yeah, that's what you're doing right now.
What's funny,
Your power
like watch this. You can, okay, it's gonna fall, but you can fly on the electricity. Why ever use a car when you can do this? Because in the real game you can't. In the real game you're not allowed to. I wish you could. That's all I would do. I would do
So when you
nothing.
make stuff, can you do this with other people?
Yes. There's an option for multiplayer building. I just didn't click it.
Can you give health to your thing that you made?
I haven't seen anything like that. You can give it different
So we definitely
strength
see fives
engines,
frequently. Sometimes we
and
get
depending on the
folks
type
that
of
do a little
engine
bit
you
more,
put on it,
They usually
Dang it.
disappear quickly.
depending on the type of engine you put on it,
Outside of the store. That's usually what happens. You know, you're working through it though. I'll
it'll
give you
go
that.
faster. So
We've got ice cream and we also have
can
milk and you
think
haven't
while
tapped out
clicking
yet.
and stuff. Okay. Now here's the stuff that I don't know what to do.
Who made this stuff? This stuff is ridiculous. I'm like,
So like this is a steering hinge.
So since you were asking, I'll tell you this.
So that's
So in
not
the
where I meant to
development
put
phase
it,
of this, we
but that
have
is a cool idea.
an executive chef. We've got somebody who is the R&D guy, and when he developed the end, every morning for 2 weeks straight, he would come in with the end on a spoon. He'd say, "Go around the office here, try this," and it was extremely hot. I mean, you know, if you don't say it is that you can tell where in your body it's traveling. Like you can feel it go down and then just sit there. And it's just waiting there.
It's currently right here. Yeah, currently sitting right here.
It's just a stopover, right? It's gonna keep going.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait till it gets down here. Starts with the stomach cramps that I've already going to have.
Right.
Oh, so I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. Devin, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thank you.
This place is absolutely incredible. If you're ever in Pigeon Forge or in any of the other 40 plus locations that have the Thunder Palace, you gotta step in. Regardless, check me out. I can't talk. I'll see you guys on the next.
Hey, this is Brian. Please click
Oh my god, that made it so easy. Let me test this real quick.
from now on. We'll give you a lot of coverage. Oh man, it's gonna be great.
Hey, what's going on? We're here for another little crooked grind. A little hero box over here by the 3. 5-0.
Oh right, I don't have
Circle
an engine.
row. Go up the euro on the other side by the 5. And then come down and try and do a big heel.
Don't laugh so you don't understand. There's too many things. There's too many things. I wonder if I can shove this in there.
It's nice. Oh my god. I didn't realize how crazy it would be. Like, I should be on my phone right now working because that's where I do most of everything. But there's better stuff to do, like give you guys content. Yes!
Be gone! Whoa!
I'm so sorry. I stopped. I'm gonna put some wax on the ledge. Wax on the ledge. Wax on the ledge. I'm not gonna stop.
Again,
Wax on the
for
ledge.
some reason backing up is so much stronger than going forward. The same thing I was having difficulty with last night.
Hesitating. Det är henne snygga. You ever get into a catawampus and then you just don't push your way around?
No, but I've gotten the Patagonia.
Nope, no. I think I'm just gonna do it.
Do what?
I think it's time.
Nigel! Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm
Just let it happen. Just let it happen. I feel naked.
I feel like you're so naked right now.
It's time.
But you're fully clear.
Time. It's time. You see it? Bask in its glory. Bask in its glory.
Oh my gosh, he took his hat off.
Take it in. Oh, there we go.
too. Going in reverse is so much faster. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm very surprised at how good I'm getting.
What? How did it just glitch under the earth? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well. Alright. That's nice. Oh boy. That's funny. That's messed up but hilarious.
I could not see it when I turned, so I just was like, alright, well, I'm just gonna guess where it is. That was awful.
It's a 6-point line. That was 100% the best filming of the day so far. Wanted that one.
Hope you guys liked that video with Hatless Nigel, featuring Hatless Nigel. Maybe you'll see more Hatless Nigel in the future. Yeah, Beanieless Daniel, we're not even gonna get on that yet. I don't know if you saw him. You might have to blur that out. That's insane. Hope you guys liked it. Let us know what you want to see in the future. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go have some water. Peace.
Click on this playlist right here for all the videos in this series. Click here to get Skateboarding Made Simple. It's the most comprehensive lesson plan ever made, and it teaches skateboarding better than anything else out there. Go to railskateboarding.com. You won't be disappointed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. Fantastic to have you here. As ever, today is part 2 of working on the Falchion sword. It is a pleasure, as always, to have you here. Let's get right into it, because I am reforging it because I wanted to do a better job on the shape of it than we did on round 1, attempt number 1. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy.
So are you playing Sonic or what?
Watching somebody
Here we are.
play
It
the
has
final
been
boss of Sonic.
spherodized, which means
I forgot
it's
how
now
crappy the graphics
soft
were and how
as can be, ready for
bad
us
the
to start
gameplay is, but
grinding
it's
on it.
nostalgia classics.
We did some very nice normalizing cycles. Of course, just like in the last episode, we then quenched it. We saw this beautiful gray, so typical of Martenside again. So that was good before we went in. At a lower temperature, below magnetic. We tried to hold it as long as we could there, and here we go. This is 1,010,000 times better than my last attempt. Oh my goodness, I'm just so pleased that I started again, because now it means that, okay, we don't have to make something that is already, right off the bat, not what we intended. That's not the point. The point is to make what we intend. And so, as we sit it down here, we have everything that we need. We've got plenty of
swear I smell
material
French
to be able to
fries and I'm
cut
going
into
nuts.
here for our tang, which is going to get us the length that we need. Now again, this wants to have a nice short handle to cinch your hand in there, and we are well above the width of the blade, especially where it counts, right here in this belly and right up there. So now all we're gonna do is we're gonna take this chalk here, we're gonna mark out the key points and try and follow that line the way that it's meant to. There we go. This will help us see where on the spine we need to remove the material the most. The spine is meant to be pretty damn straight, it would appear. Bring that line up to the tip. We're gonna need to work to the inside of the chalk on that spine area. You'll remember in yesterday's episode I said we were gonna do a recurve on the edge side. It's gonna be so slight that we're not even gonna take it into account when we do our first little bit of profiling. So we'll scrub another chalk line along the ruler like that. That'll give us something nice to work to. We know that on the spine and edge we're working to the inside of the line. We know that here we're working roughly to the outside of the line. We'll leave plenty of extra material in here as we
So they beat the bail in, but they just let
but we will
him be
hack
there on the
away a
floor
little
and just
bit.
leave.
So, we kind of want to leave it nice and proud there.
I wonder if
this
they never
will
run
get
out of
us
bailins.
very close to being bang on the money of the profile of our intended design. And so, are you ready, Alex?
Yeah, no problem.
This is your job now. Then we'll reconvene, and then we'll start getting that scale off of there and getting those bevels how we need them.
Awesome.
Sound good?
Yeah, look forward to it.
What the heck is this music?
So while he is sorting the rest of the profile out,
They're
what
probably
I
gonna
need to
put
do
Warframe
is I need
on
to come up with our guard and the rest of the hill.
Did you say
Come up with
Warframe?
the full design of that. So I'm going
Yeah.
to work on the guard area and just do a little bit of sketching and work out what the guard should
What an
look
interesting
like.
choice
It's
of game
simple,
to put
based
on
off of the Cluny Falchion in the Cluny Museum. Simple lines, bends around like so, comes in towards the end. We're going to want to make sure that we have a flat spot here. And I think we should be able to easily enough forge this guard. That's probably a little too large. Let's see how she's looking. Ooh, very nice. Good work, Alex. That means that now we have that profile dialed in just nicely. Okay, so now that we got the profile in, next step for you is to grind down through the scale and basically start roughing in our grinds. Try and be careful not to, bend it as you grind it, and try and keep it all straight and grind it into straight, and that should be rather nice. Then I'll be able to take it from there. So in order to make this guard, I want to make a punch that is shaped to the rough cross-section of the blade, so that looking straight at the guard, we have a slot that looks like the blade. I think that would be cool. I believe that is also a technique that was used historically, and it's something that I have been wanting to learn and practice before. So that means we've got to make one of these things. We're basically just going to make a punch that we can punch in from the top side of the guard, and we're going to make this out of some steel that's in the forge right now. That is some 30mm 4340 steel. We're going to break it down and make ourselves the cross-section of the blade. Let's see if I still got it. Woo! Little cut to the center. Now we're going to forge it out under these fullers, spread it out sideways. Some good grinding on there, and this thing is now light. This is my understanding of how a falchion should be. It is going to be a slashing weapon, and there is still plenty of weight to take off there. So now, as we get ready to talk about the hamon, you reckon that's the right pronunciation?
Yeah.
I've heard hamon.
No.
Is it not hamon? No, ham sandwich. Yeah, it is. You got to make sure there's some cheese in there. Get it? Because cheese. Yeah. It was cheese. Right. So. Hamons. The long and short of it is that we are going to find a way to have a hard edge and a soft and supple spine. That way, in the slashing activities of this, the bow machete, or this, our falchion, even though it's 1095 steel, it's going to withstand the abuse, and a hamon, it changes something in the look of the particular blade itself. What it does is it will give a different colorization where there is the soft steel and where there is the hard steel, even though it's one piece of steel. When we make Damascus, that's two different types of alloy. So when it's done, it's obvious that you're going to see a little bit of a difference when you etch it. Well, soft steel and hard steel are different structures, and they will reflect light in different ways, even when it's just polished. But when you put it in an acid, then they will really kind of, it looks very different. Even though it's one steel, you will get one bit that's lighter and one bit that's darker, and this is achieved by using a form of clay. They do this on katanas, and that wavy line on a katana, that's using a form of clay. So, how is it that we create soft steel and hard steel? My understanding is we slow down the cooling of the spine by insulating it. So there's a great tutorial by Niels Vandenberg from South Africa, Black Dragon Ford. Awesome guy. I don't know if he's the best. Anyway, he's got a great video on how to apply a hamon, and sandwich, and we're going to be following his instructions. We have this authentic Japanese gun, which is authentic traditional plastic surface wrapping of the gum. We're gonna clamp this up, and then this is the funny part, the cool part. We take some wire, and now we are going to try and neatly and evenly wrap this up the blade. And the point of this wire is to help secure the traditional Japanese gum in place. I will mention, so it's completely clear, this is not the final falchion. This is the first one that we made that was a mistake, so this is a test piece. Remember that. This is not the final one. We've got it all the way wrapped up. I'm gonna tighten this up here. There we go.
Right, and so now, apparently it's as simple as just lathering this stuff on there. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Oh, wow.
Great, so now I think we flip it over, do the same on the other side. That took you way less time than it took me. I'm quite certain we haven't let it dry enough. We have put the blade up kind of on the edge of this forge here so it was warm, trying to get it to dry. This is how it is right now. Still a little squidgy and it all puffed up, but I'm impatient, so we're gonna go for it. We are gonna get it in the forge, heat it up, go into the quench, and then see if this hamon actually worked. So without further ado, into the fire we go, and we're gonna do a little tandem heating here. Oh, uh-oh, it all just puffed right up. That doesn't look very good. Holy moly. Look at that. Should we do it anyway?
Yeah.
I should have made a dramatic noise. And into the quench we go! Woo! That's a warp.
Yeah.
Yep, that's still warped. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not working. Maybe it's, oh no, that's not working. Oh, still twisting. Oh boy. I'm probably on the precipice of breaking it. Look at that. Hey, look at that. I think that actually helped a good deal. Look down there. Wow! That thing is straight as a whistle. Okay, let's lock it up and let it cool. Up with the wire. So what Alex has just suggested we do is we take a file and we see if there's a difference in the cut. So if this has worked, the spine where we had the collet is obviously soft material. The edge is hard. You can do the honors. I think we would call that very soft.
Yeah, that's cutting. Look at this. Do it in one spot. That's cutting already.
And how about the edge? Woo!
That's awesome.
Okay, so what we know is there is a soft spine and a hard edge, and the delineation is super clear. So this might well have just worked. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grind this so that we can see the temper colors, and we're gonna quickly temper it so it doesn't just crack straight away. So I'm gonna do that in here. Wow, it doesn't even touch the hardened side. That is all that happened when I touched it. It just glazed over. There we go, that cut. Fresh felt was all the difference. Oh my goodness, we can see it. There is a hamon. Whoa, there is a hamon. Holy roly poly. You can see something. I don't know if you can see it, but we can see something. So what we're now gonna do is we're just gonna do like a super simple snap temper. Basically, we're just gonna heat it with the residual heat in the forge, going back and forth until we get a dark, dark straw at the edge. And then we'll see if we can get that nice and even across the whole thing. You know, make sure to get enough heat in here. When we do the final thing, we will temper it in the forge with the heat sink plates. And then we'll be able to get a much more even and longer duration temper to make sure that, you know, the final one is better. This we just want to then be able to see if the hamon is there. Got a nice splotchy little dirty temper. That should mean that we take out that excess hardness that was making grinding it a nightmare. Here's the dirty temper. You can see how easy it is to overheat it, that thin edge there. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grind it, and we're gonna bring up a little section, maybe this midsection here, to a higher grit. Then we're gonna hand sand it, and we'll probably then be able to see the hamon if it's there. If not, we're gonna see if acid is what we need to do. But either way, it's time for some grinding, and then we'll see if this technique has worked. center screen right now, you can see the waves. We're gonna neutralize it in some baking soda water so you can see we have that wavy edge of the Hamon. That means that we can use this technique to get it to work. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'd love it if you would subscribe if you're new. I'd also love it if you would go grab yourself the limited edition million subscriber merchandise at the website alexsteelshop.com. It's got all of the things that we have made to get to 1 million subscribers here on the YouTube channel. It's a great way to support the show, and I think it looks kind of awesome. We've also got phone cases and posters and hoodies and that type of stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Gonna see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Big moment of truth. Let's see if Nick has actually seen any improvement from the past half hour spent training in VR. I've been playing a lot of virtual reality lately. I actually really enjoy playing VR, though it's kind of in its infancy stage right now. But I have a theory. Playing shooting games in VR, shooting range games, gun games, etc., I think it actually makes people a better shot in real life. Because generally speaking, you're doing the same motion, the same hand-eye coordination. Granted, the mechanics are a little bit different compared to using a real gun, but I'm curious. I'm going to test the theory that practicing your marksmanship in VR can make you a better shot in real life. So today we set up a course that somewhat replicates a shooting range in one of the VR games that I play. Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. With cans in the front here and 4 targets hanging here in the back. We're going to set a timer, and you have 17 shots, just like with the real Glock. Hit the 4 cans in the front and the 4 targets in the back. We would go down to the shooting range and test this with the real gun, except for the fact that YouTube basically demonetizes any videos showing real firearms, so in this case we have to use an airsoft gun. Granted, the mechanics are a little bit different, but the hand-eye coordination and accuracy tends to be about the same. So we're going to do a little test in the shooting range here to measure our baseline performance, and we'll see how much we improve after training in virtual reality for about half an hour. I am a little more experienced in firing firearms, whereas Nick over here, hello, is a little less experienced. Come back out, and we'll do the test again, obviously. Science. Science.
Got my shooting glasses on, tactical. I think this makes you like 5% better. Range is hot. And 3, 2, 1. Wait, is it stopwatch? Wait, stopwatch? It was on timer. Right, take 2. 3, 2, 1, start.
Done. 10 seconds.
Pretty damn solid.
It's not too bad. And I did how many shots here? 3 left. 14 shots, 10 seconds. Whew.
I'm nervous now.
Start with the gun down. 3, 2, 1, start.
Alright, all 17.
Roll of 16.5 seconds roughly. You actually got pretty good at the end there. Adrian will also be our baseline of somebody who does some training. So Nick and I will be training in VR. We'll gauge Adrian's performance here and his performance at the end to see if he improves just from simply doing the test out here and not going into VR. 3, 2, 1, start. Nice. So you actually never hit that first can.
I didn't?
No. But he had 1150. How many BBs do you have left?
None. Wow.
Adrian's timing was a lot better. His accuracy is about the same as Nick's. Nick, how often do you go shooting?
At most a couple times a year.
And do you play airsoft at all? Play VR at all?
I don't play VR at all. And airsoft, I used airsoft a ton, but I haven't touched an airsoft gun for about 7 years.
Okay. Cool. Let's go do some training. For running this VR setup, we're going to be using this Prevail Pro sent to us by PNY. It's actually a workstation laptop. I've never had a workstation laptop before. The reason we're using this is because VR is very